sky.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. I am pain.
Good evening, boys, girls, ghosts, ghouls, family, and friends. Welcome to this week's episode of Sacrificial Terror Podcast. Tonight is our 15th episode. Can you fucking believe it? We've gone 15 times on this show, and it has been absolutely amazing. I am Sam I Am Mason with the always fabulous Miss Zombie Barbie. Hey, I'm so sorry. I totally fucked that up. And my brother from another mother, the incomparable Mr.
Lance Wagner.
That's right, with the robot, baby. All right. So tonight's show is brought to you by Sacrificial Pawn Productions and produced by Samantha Wagner and Miss Zombie Barbie. Tonight's show, we have the one, the only, Mr. David Howard Thornton.
Yes.
Mr. Art the Clown himself. And we're talking about Terrifier and Terrifier 2. Boom.
Wow.
What's up, honkies?
Wow.
I mean,
Hell
because
yeah.
they're my fans. They honk horns and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
I know
not
what you
mean
mean. Yes.
not
awesome.
like you yeah, no. I don't mean it in a like one of those ways. No.
Well, that's how
No,
art
see?
communicates, right?
Now, see down here, boy, we got Coke and Coke different flavors. That's what we got down here. I don't take offense to that honky line, but I'm going to tell you right now, all right, what we got down here is we have, what's saltine Americans is what we prefer to be called.
That's why you eat at the Cracker Barrel.
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
Good times.
Cracker.
Great oldies.
So, all right, Terrifier.
Oh my
How
God.
was that role? I saw your audition that you guys posted a while back and
Yeah.
how you landed that role. How many people actually auditioned for Terrifier, for Art the Clown?
I have no idea. Damien has never given me a number. I have no idea how many
Wow.
people I was up against. But I'll say millions. I'll say millions.
There you go.
Nice.
I have
Right
a
on.
lot less than that. Yeah, that
Okay.
was purely serendipitous too. That was an insane audition because they didn't give me any material to come in and prepare or anything like that. So I just walk in the room and like everybody else has scripts there that audition for all these other roles, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh no, I'm screwed. And so I go in there, I'm sorry, I didn't get a script. They're like, oh, you don't need one. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
they're like, can you just come up with a scene where you decapitate a guy? I'm like, oh, okay, yes you do. I'm like, sure, can I have a few minutes? They're like, no, just do it. I'm like, okay, we'll see. And that's what you see on that tape is like what I came up with. Just I don't know what that says about my mental well-being, but
You're fucked up and awesome.
And you had no idea they were going to cover you in prosthetics and stuff, right? At that time.
I kind of did because I had seen
okay.
All Hallows Eve, so I was familiar with the character already.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that was your little bit of how to play the role, just that little bit of what they had done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew a little bit of like what Mike Gianelli had done with the role already. So I knew some basic mannerisms. So I went in with that knowing, okay, this is probably what they're looking for with the physicality of the character, and I just kind of built it on that. And
that was creepy. That audition was
creepy. Yeah.
That should be my dating video too.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Like, hi, ladies.
I can decapitate real well.
Yeah.
Welcome to Plenty of Fish.
I'll be happy to eat you out. Literally.
Wow.
No. That's just
I mean, well, and in one of our previous shows, Zombie and I talked about the vagina split. That was her favorite for most horrific.
Split.
That sounds delicious.
Yes.
I was like,
I
It
agree.
tastes like peaches.
David.
it was like the word, oh man, that was
Yeah,
just
I
such
said
a
fish.
Right.
Peaches is way better.
Peaches. Yeah.
If it's fish, it's something's not going on right down there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Millions of peaches for free.
I didn't know I was at the pier. Woo.
Ugh.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the old blind man joke walking by the fish market. You guys heard that one?
No, but I think he has.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
So a blind guy's walking by the fish market, right? And he turns around and he says, "Good morning, ladies."
Oh, God. That's gross.
No. I'm sorry, I know it's rude, but that's what we do here.
It's funny.
It's just for the halibut.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
There you
all
go.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Floundering on that joke.
Brunch.
Has anybody found Dory? No.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Man, we got 1 million of them.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better. Hey, the last few episodes have been nothing but dick jokes, so we got to kind of keep it a little even here.
Now we're on the peaches.
You got to throw in the sperm whale joke then.
Nice. What's the sperm whale joke?
The sperm whale, I guess. Dick joke.
Were,
Sperm whale.
now, were there any semen involved?
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Well played. Well played.
So, all right. So let's talk about how it was with you on set the first day as Art the Clown.
I was too nice. They're like, David, you got to be meaner to Jenna. Because I was so worried about hurting her. Because my first scene I was really doing was I was hunting her down in the garage, and I do the stabbing in the ankle with the scalpel, and I started climbing on top of her, choking her out and gouging out her eyes. That was my first night, and I've never done anything like that before. So I was like, and she's a stunt actress as well, so she knows how to do all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't want to hurt her. She's like, go ahead and choke me, dude.
Wow.
I'm like, but she's like, it's okay. It helps him with the scene. I'm like, okay. But if you notice in the movie, like you see one of the bits where I'm choking, it looks like I'm force choking her. And it's not because I wasn't trying to choke her or anything. It's like, I thought they were going from like the face up. So I was just doing that there so she had something to go off of. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's the only footage they could have used. I think the other bits they got of her close up on the face was like crappy or something like that. So it was like, damn it. So yeah, I call that my Plan 9 from outer space moment.
That's awesome.
Like, he's not really choking her. I was like,
Right.
That's
I'm
awesome.
using the force.
That's right. Putting some Vader magic on it. Yeah.
Those midichlorians, they're doing the work.
Yes.
Damn. Speaking of her, I didn't think she was going to die. I thought she was going to be the one that lived. I was shocked when I saw she died. I was like, holy shit. So
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
everybody has seen it. He's everywhere.
I know. I'm playing.
Everybody knows.
I like to say spoiler alert every episode.
Oh, yeah, you got to. Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of psyched a lot of people out when we killed her off. You know, it's like they're like, oh wow, 'cause, I mean, it looked like she was gonna be Final Girl, and this she looks so much like Neve Campbell, so it's just like, oh yeah, she's totally gonna. It's the new Sidney Prescott. No,
nope.
Oh no, she was dead.
Ended up being like Drew Barrymore instead.
Yeah.
Just lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Will there be a lot of people back from the? I mean, not a lot, but I mean, I guess cast won't be, but the crew maybe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the crew will be back for the second one.
Yeah, a lot of the crew will be back.
Okay.
And possibly some cast people. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's very cool.
Well, see, you guys never really defined whether Art was even human.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, there's a lot of ways that you guys can take that.
Yeah.
You know, as far as what or who Art is.
Yeah.
I asked him at the convention. We talked about that, and I want to say this guy is super freaking cool to talk to. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. He is amazing.
We got some fun ideas. Like, we don't want to totally just spill the beans on who/what Art actually is.
Right.
You know, I think that's part of that mystery is part of the fun of the character. It's just kind of how, with the Joker, you don't necessarily know who he was before Ace Chemical. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, that's that. We kind of want to leave some things a mystery there, but we wanted to explore a little bit about how he became Art the Clown, but that's probably going to be explored more in the third movie than the second movie. So,
David, I've got that out for you.
Oh yes!
Since you brought the Joker up, I had that out for you.
I love it.
I figured the Joker would come out at some point.
Oh, it's got to.
And you've done that pose before, so that's why I made sure that was out.
Oh, I love that book. That graphic novel is fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Even though it's not canon, but
right.
It's even in there, he's like, sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes another. If you're gonna have a past, might as well make it multiple choice.
Oh shit, that was awesome.
Love it.
Wow.
Nice.
Love it. David will be the Joker one day. It's coming. It's gonna happen.
God, I would love to, especially on like one of these like series. I would rather do it on a TV series than in a film because I could really spend more time with the character and fleshing him out more than just a 2-hour interval.
Right.
So that would be so much more fun. I would love to get like a CW show and just really, get on that.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
If they wanted you to voice a cartoon character for the Joker, would you do it?
Oh, of course.
That would be awesome too.
That would happen in a heartbeat.
Sweet.
Yes. I mean, I can't do it as good as Mark Hamill, but no one can. I mean, Mark is the best. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody, just like Kevin Conroy's the best Batman, Mark Hamill's the best Joker. You just can't top those.
That's cool you say that. Both of them being the cartoon characters.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That would be badass too.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, I would love it. It would be so much fun.
Are you looking forward to Joaquin's version?
I'm interested to see what he does with it, but I'm not really too keen on the film itself with the direction they're going with it, with making it an origin film, because that's like the one character who's not supposed to have an origin. You're not supposed to know who he is. Mm-hmm. The whole, like, Batman is the world's greatest detective, and if the world's greatest detective can't figure out who the Joker was before his accident as a Red Hood, then I'm like, no one else is supposed to know.
Right.
So why do that? I mean, there's so many Joker stories they could have told. Mm-hmm. I would prefer like one of the stories where like he had gone sane for a while, was trying to become a model citizen, and he's brought back into the gang or something like that. Or don't do an origin film. I think this film, if it had not just been a Joker film, if it was about some man's journey into madness, that would have just been fine. But I think they slapped the Joker name on there just because they knew that would put butts in the seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I think he's going to do a fantastic job with it regardless. I mean, he's a fantastic actor. So I'm very interested to see what he brings to the character himself.
I mean, Todd Phillips being the director, you think it's going to it'll have a lot of comedy to it, I'm assuming?
I doubt it.
It'll be dark. It'll be darker.
Darker film.
Okay.
So yeah. It's weird that they had Bruce Wayne as like an 8 or 9-year-old kid in this too.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Oh yeah, that's what drives me crazy about it too. Is like Batman has to be the one that creates Joker.
Right.
That's what bonds those two characters together.
Yep. Agreed.
He's responsible for him. Like that's Batman's, like, you know, biggest. I think one of the biggest places of guilt is that he knows that he created this guy, and he's incapable of stopping him.
Sun and moon.
Yeah.
Sun and moon. Yep.
Yeah. It's the yin to his yang, and he created it.
Absolutely.
Like, that's something like Joker always lords over him too. It's like, you created me.
Well, we got it right here. We got Sam as Batman and you as Joker. Boom, done.
But in a way, hell yeah, dude, I'm all about that. But in a way, if you follow the actual story of Batman and Joker, they created each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's like, yeah, you can't take that too far and reveal too much without like doing it the way the story develops in the books. And I know there's like 15 different versions in the Batverse or whatever, you know, but there's so many different ways you can do it. And like what David was saying, as far as like an origin story kind of thing, what they should have done was gone like what they did in the 80s version with the Penguin, where he kind of became a model citizen for a while. Yeah. And then his true nature comes out and pushes that back to, you know, even more diabolical than he was before.
Yeah. And they've done that a few times in the comic too, where Joker became sane again. And you see him just adapting to life, and everything just starts just piling up on him, and he finally snaps again and goes back to his old ways, but even, as you say, even a darker version of himself. So it's just like, but that's also like the thing, and people are always like, well, is he actually insane? Or is he is, as they say, super sane? He's on a different level of sanity. He's at a higher level where he actually sees the insanity of the world around him, and he's embraced it, and he's just like, wow, might as well just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you're going to be insane, you're going to be super sane, you might as well be the best at it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Insane in the membrane.
That's right.
Exactly.
Completely insane. Got no brain.
Yeah. I like when I look at the character, I don't see him as actually being insane. I think he's actually a guy that knows exactly what's going on. He's in total control of himself. He's just embraced what he is, and he's just going with it. He's like, yeah, okay. This whole world is fucked up, and I acknowledge that. So, hell yeah. There's no consequences, so I might as well do what I want to do, and I'm going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the podcasts I've seen him on. I'm sorry, Sam. I was going to say
No, go ahead, brother. You started. Go ahead.
The podcasts I've seen with David, he's been real consistent on what side he's taken, and I'm on the background always going, but I like Heath Ledger. I like his version, you know, and so I can finally tell David that, you know, that's my guy. I love that version.
Oh, he did a great job, but that wasn't the version from the comic book.
Right. But I liked how they just like they pointed out, he's just the Joker. You don't ever know why. And I just love that aspect.
Oh, I did too. It's like you didn't have to know who he was before that. You just deal like, well, he's the Joker.
Right. And you're like Art the Clown, you know. It's just like that's why I like that so much. You know, they kind of mirror each other.
Yeah. You don't know what happened in his past to make him the way he is. You just
exactly.
This is a guy that just saw how fucked up the world is, and he's like, you know what? Okay, this is what it is. I'm going to fit right in, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yep.
I think Michael Caine said it best when he said, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yep.
That's it.
Great line. Great fucking line. Great really storytelling in that.
Yeah, it's a great line. That's kind of how I even look at Art. I was like, he's just pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
He loves what he does, and it's fun for him. And I think that's you don't really have to know too much about him. He's just like, he just loves what he does. He loves to kill people. He loves to cause chaos and mayhem. And that's what drives him. That's fun for him. That's what gives him purpose.
Yeah,
that's why when we were having the show, Zombie has just been. He's awesome, Art the Clown. She just can't stop.
Yeah.
Freaking loves Terrifier.
I love it. I love it so much. I've watched it so many times.
That's
I even made my kid watch it about 5 times. Which
How old's your kid?
She's 16.
Oh, 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I mean, I started her with horror movies. Yeah. Well, when she was...
I've had 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds that watched it. So.
Wow.
Oh, shit. If she would have been that age, I would have let her watch.
Yeah, there was like when I was in Chicago, there was like this 4-year-old that. Yeah. There's like this little 4-year-old when I was there in Chicago last November. She was constantly coming over to my table, and like her parents like, she's watched you so many times. She loves you. Like, I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, she just loves your character. I'm like, wow, you let her watch this? Yeah. Oh, she was so cute though. It's like, she's gotta be like one of those misleading psychopaths, like Harley. Oh, she's adorable. Oh my God, she's crazy.
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
See, I would like to see a Joker and Harlequin romance movie.
But see, that's the thing. There's not romance there. It's on Harley's end, but it's not on Joker's.
Right. No, I understand that. But if you play the psychology through, especially with the amount of domestic violence in the world today. You know, if you use that as a platform and ran that so that maybe some people could see what the fuck is going on in their own lives, in their own relationship, because so many people want to be like Joker and Harley, but it's not a love story.
Oh, good God, no, it's such an abusive relationship.
You know, I mean, it's so Stockholm syndrome. It's Stockholm syndrome to the extreme.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, which is even more ironic considering that she was a psychologist. You know, she has a doctorate. You know, it's just like she's a very intelligent woman, and she got suckered in. She was, like I said, Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
She fell in love with her patient, and that was a mistake right there. And he realized, like, he's like, I'm just totally manipulating her so I can get everything I want.
Right.
And I loved it, like when they did the Death of the Family comic art. Where it really brings that relationship to a head. That's also basically where Harley finally has it with Joker. Is where he's like, oh, what? You thought I was in love with you? No, you were only a toy for me. You're a tool. You're in screen. And he locks her into this dungeon with all these skeletons of all these other. Well, they're all dressed in Harley Quinn outfits. It's like, oh, you think you were the only one?
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I never loved you.
Wow.
Or only an ends to the means.
When do you find time to read the comics, Dave?
When I can. Because I did, like, when I...
You sound like you're all over it.
Well, when I like to do my research. So, like, when I first got cast in Nightwing Escalation a few years ago, I got some of those good Joker comic arcs like that. So I could really get into the psychology of the character, and that I think the Death of the Family really gets into the nitty gritty of who Joker really is, and also his relationship with Batman. It's just like that he has that drive. Like I don't know if you've read it, but like he kidnaps all the Bat family because he looks at them as they're making Batman weaker. They've destroyed Batman to him. Because he's so focused on his family now, and it's like no, so they're supposed to be you and I. It's like forget them. So he wants to get them out of the way, and that's this whole thing. It's like and Batman makes this comment. It's like there's something about his eyes. I've only seen this look there's only this look I've ever seen these type of eyes before. And it's when someone's in love. And that explains so much about that dynamic between the two. It's like the Joker is in love with the idea of the Batman.
Right.
He's obsessed with him. That's who he's in love with. He's not like in a homosexual type of relationship type of way, but just like he is just so enamored with this character who basically created him. He's in love with his creator in that way, and he doesn't want anybody else coming between the two of them.
Oh,
Gotcha.
wow.
And his whole thing is to finally bring Batman down to his level to show him that, no, I'm not insane. Everybody else is insane, and I'm going to prove it to you. Right. And he wants Batman to basically kill him. Because if Batman breaks his code of not killing, he's won. So he's always trying to push him, like, come on, kill me, drop me off this cliff. He's like,
Batman won't do it.
No, he won't do it. It's like, you're weak. They've made you weak. Oh, it really gets to the nitty gritty of that relationship. I love that. That's a story arc I would love to bring to life.
Oh, gotcha.
That would be awesome.
It's such a great story arc.
You can see you're passionate about it, really.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. You have to read it.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to.
I got goosebumps listening to it.
I know, me too. I was like, I'll run my arm.
It's the whole one where he's like cut off his space and
Yes, gotcha.
Yeah, it's so good.
Is that early 2000s, or is that?
It's the new 52 era.
That was the new 52. Okay.
Yeah.
I may have some of those then. Okay.
Yeah. I would say the late 2010s, early 2010s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not late 2010s, late 2000s, early 2010s.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Dang.
That's so good. So good. Such good writing in there.
I'm gonna have to read it. Damn it.
Yeah. They got a whole anthology collection of all of it. So it's
Cool.
Yeah. It's well worth it.
Oh,
I've read it 2 or 3 times because it's just such a fun read.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
That's cool.
Like I said, I do my research.
Sure.
I like to when I do characters like this, I really want to get in before I go and start really filming that kind of stuff. I want to get in to the nitty gritty, see where they are mentally, and then I can build the character off of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with Art the Clown, you were actually a mime at one point, weren't you?
Actually, no. I don't know where that rumor got started.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody says that. No, I've never actually done any real miming, but I did get my start doing a lot of physical comedy. I grew up doing a lot of children's theater, and children are more into visual comedy than they are the oral auditory type of comedy, because they're more visual at that age. So they love slapstick and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I grew up doing, and I grew up watching the old physical comedians like Chaplin, Keaton, Marx Brothers, Mr. Bean, Jim Carrey.
Loved Mr. Bean.
Yeah, that's how I approach art. I kind of, when I first saw All Hallows Eve, I was like, oh my God, he's like an evil Mr. Bean. I'm like. And so I keep that in the back of my mind. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So he's basically, essentially in my mind, where I come with the characters, like Art is like the bastard child of Freddy Krueger and Harpo Marx.
That makes sense. Hey, speaking of that, I wanted to ask David if I had and I forgot my dates now, so I wrote it down. I thought that I had seen where Freddy, and we had talked about this, that I told him at the convention, I thought Art the Clown had the chance to be the next Jason, the next Freddy, the next Michael Myers, all that stuff, just based on popularity. Mm-hmm. So something I researched earlier was that birthdays and years, I'm not sure where we're at on that, but it would have made, Freddy would have been 37, or I'm sorry, Robert Englund would have been 37 in Nightmare on Elm Street. And then birthdays, and then the year Terrifier came out, you would have been 37. Am I right on that?
Let me do the math in my head.
Has anyone ever asked you that?
How old was it? So we started filming in 2015.
Release date was 16. So that's why I was trying to crunch the numbers.
That's about the same. I mean, that meant like Robert was probably filming when he was about 36. So that
just kind of strengthens my theory, that you will be the next.
Oh, that's yeah. I look at how well it's treated Robert. He's
exactly
still with this kind of stuff. It's just
and you're just not getting really into. I mean, you're just getting going, and we're all part of it. I love that.
That's
we
awesome.
all got it on the ground floor.
That's great to know. Hey.
Crunch those numbers and make sure, but I'm almost positive I was doing it, and I might have been half asleep when I did it. I don't know, but I kind of swore I came up with the right numbers. I was like, that is really cool.
I'll have to research that, but that sounds awesome. It's like I actually I got to meet Heather Langenkamp at when I was up at Scaricon up where was that?
That wasn't too long ago, right?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Okay.
Back in June, I think.
Okay.
But it was funny because we're in line and all these people were in front of us, because I had talked to her earlier, but I wanted to bring Damien over so Damien could meet her as well. And we're in line. The people right in front of us are just talking about Terrifier to her.
That's awesome.
And they didn't know we were right behind them.
That is awesome.
And she's like, and like Amanda Weiss is sitting right next to her.
Awesome.
And the two of them are like, everybody's been talking about you guys all week. All we're hearing about. We're tired of hearing about you. But like Heather was like, this is fantastic. She's like, you have no idea. It's like she said it took Robert about 4 or 5 years before he got the notoriety for Freddy Krueger that I've already gotten apparently as
Right.
art.
Right.
He's like, that's fantastic. So it's like, you guys are on the right track. I'm like, well, if anybody knows, it would be her. So I was like, thank you. So yeah.
I think Indiegogo proved it too.
Well, and there was something that you guys did with your marketing that was absolutely brilliant. And the way you guys pulled this out so that you guys became an instant classic. Instant classic.
Yeah.
You know, and you walked right into the role of an icon like that.
I still think it's a freaking miracle that any of that happened anyways, because we had like no like studio backing, so we didn't have a studio out there paying for like publicity or anything like that. So we weren't getting that kind of mainstream recognition that, you know, these Hollywood studio horror films get all the time. You know, we weren't getting billboards, we weren't getting write-ups in like IGN or Hollywood Reporter. All it was that we were getting, it was from like Bloody Disgusting and other horror sites, like fan sites and podcasts. So that's what amazes me, that the popularity of the movie came from that. That shows just how important a fan base really is. That word of mouth getting out there is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Those guys at Dread Central got them too.
Yeah.
They knew.
Oh, yeah.
They knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but also it tells you how much internet marketing and social media plays an impact in this stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whereas before it was, you know, what you saw and, you know, and whatever else, people didn't have the instant connection that they do now. And you get something to go viral and everybody's all over it. Doesn't matter whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
But if you have a good enough scene that goes viral, everybody will flip their shit and talk about it and love it. And everybody will know about it.
It's a good thing we came out at this day and age, because I imagine if we had come out back in the 80s with the same kind of coming out, I guess you could say, that like with little fanfare at all, I doubt we would be nearly successful. It's the time period we live in now with the mass media. That's what really catapulted us. It's like you have that instantaneous, like you can easily just, hey, you know, just put a thing on Facebook. All these people, you got to watch this movie. And boom, boom, boom. You get someone like Chris Jericho saying that on his podcast to his legion of fans, or Lily Reinhart from Riverdale saying that on Instagram, saying, "Hey, I've been watching this movie," and it's boom. All these people they're like, "I have to see what she's talking about."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll instantly look it up.
Yeah.
How did you hear about it, Zombie?
That's kind of.
How did Zombie hear about it?
I'm trying to remember how I did. So I had always liked All Hallows Eve. And then I think I started following Damien. God, I can't remember. It was like years ago, like before it was even finished, I think. And like when he was posting and stuff. And so I just liked everything. And then before I knew you guys released like in the UK and stuff first, but there was, or somewhere overseas, and there was never a release date yet for United States. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I was like, bring it to America. So then finally Damien had wrote me and said, we're getting ready to bring it. Here's a pre-order, use this code, and then once it releases, you can get it. And so I was like, oh my God, I like flip my shit. But I was just following it for so long, but I don't know where I started following.
Okay.
I just know I waited like a year and a half or something, waiting for it to come.
Yeah, because we were doing like the film circuit there for about a year and a half or so, because that's why everybody keeps saying we released in 2016, because we did our first like rough cut showing at Telluride Horror Festival there.
Oh, okay.
That was in 2016, and then we came back in early 2017 and did some reshoots and added some more scenes, and then we started taking it to different festivals later on in 2017. But we had our official release in March of last year in 2018.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's about when I first hit you up to look at my trailer and the stuff that I was doing with Normal Terror.
Yeah.
So, because I'm kind of pulling the same thing, and I'm betting on the internet to help me get it out there. We're working with publicists and, and all that stuff, but, I'm kind of doing the same thing, and, and I respect the hell out of your character and what you've done with it. So I thank you for your words and what you had said, and the direction you helped me go in, with developing that. So, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is something, I'm totally new at too. So I'm learning so much about this side of the business, because like Terrifier was my first film. I was primarily a stage actor and, voiceover as well. So it's just like, this is like, even going into Terrifier too, I'm learning so much about pre-production this time. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It is so crazy what is all involved with just trying to get a movie going. Just like, oh, I'm glad I don't actually have to do this. And Kitty's trying to get on the microphone. No, Kitty. No,
so I'm usually the facts guy, so I'm actually glad you brought that up, because it says that you're best known for your role as Grandpa Who in the 1st through the 5th national tours of Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical.
Yes. Oh, technically, I was actually only Grandpa for my 4th and 5th year. The years before that, I was an understudy for Grandpa. So then I got upgraded. I was Buzz Who, and then I became Grandpa.
But here's what's really awesome about that. I asked my son what socks to wear today.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. That's cool.
I was also the understudy for the Grinch too.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, there's photos of me on Facebook.
You're in a Grinch costume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those.
That's a very hot costume.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Our Grinch was the amazingly talented Stephen Carl, who was Robbie Rotten from the show Lazy Town.
Oh, yeah. He passed away, huh?
Yeah, he passed away last year from cancer, unfortunately. So, but I mean, that's who I learned a lot about physical comedy from too, because I never had anybody that could actually train me. I just was self-taught for all those years, and he was actually taught. I think he actually went to clown college. So this is something he was an expert in. So like being his understudy, he had 2 understudies for Grinch. And he would take us and he would just really work with us, just to help us fine tune our skills. And he really took us under his wings. And he was just an amazingly talented actor. And I put a lot of him into art as well. I can watch my performance like, oh yeah, I see a lot of Stephen right there.
That is cool.
Awesome.
So I like to think I kind of carry on his legacy in a different way. So
you do.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
So I got to bring up one thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm used to it. Remember. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I won't forget what I was going to say this time.
Sorry, I just had a cat here.
My dog's prop dust to me over here.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Nice.
That's bad.
Okay, so I got to ask, because it didn't make any sense to me why you guys would throw this in the film. And I don't know if you have an answer or not, and Damien's probably the one that I need to ask about this. Mm-hmm. But why in the world would Art have a gun? That tripped me out. It threw me off completely.
That's his backup plan.
I have a theory. Yeah, he just doesn't want to lose.
Yeah, that's his thing. He doesn't want to lose. He's going to win at any chance he had. So he's like, that's his contingency plan. And it's also a commentary on our society right now.
Yep.
So it's just like, why wouldn't a killer have a gun on him?
That's true. When
it's
you
just
like when you're attacking her and she's not dying, it's like,
yeah,
I guess I'll get the gun.
Man. Yeah, so it's like, damn, and he's not even happy about having to use it, but that was his last ditch effort.
Right.
That's his backup plan. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he uses it as a slasher would too. He doesn't use it just a one shot and you're done. He disfigures her face with it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes, he does. So what was your favorite kill in there?
Well, a lot of people would think would be the hacksaw scene, which I would say is my second favorite. But my favorite one, because the backstory of it all is kind of fun. It's a little bit of an Easter egg. Is the decapitation of the exterminator.
Michael Levy. That's Michael Levy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like Michael is also he and his film company, Buzz on the Lens Films. They are the guys responsible for the whole like random appearances of clowns everywhere. He was the original Staten Island clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just stand outside in public and freak people out. He's the one that started all that.
Right.
So that's what's kind of fun about it. And they're going to be working on part 2 with us too.
Awesome.
They're going to be helping us on the crew. So that's going to be a lot of fun having those guys back again. They're great guys.
Awesome.
Nice.
I like how you cut it off and then you boot it.
Oh, it's such a good decapitation scene. It's not just like a quick decapitation. It's he stabs that blade into there, just saws away at it. It's like a human Pez dispenser. That was fun to do. It was fun.
And we had Joe Castro on one of our recent episodes,
mm-hmm.
and the barn, the pumpkin head.
Yeah.
And you had a pumpkin head, and then the Halloween 2018 had a pumpkin head.
Yeah.
And we were kind of bumped heads with Joe about we didn't know, was the barn first, was Terrifier first? We couldn't remember.
Oh, ours was first.
It was first. Okay.
Oh yeah, we filmed that back in 2015.
Okay, so then the barn came after.
Yeah.
And then Halloween was 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
I believe that's yeah, that's right.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like someone had seen Terrifier to one of our screenings like back in 2016 or 2017, and like they probably thought, oh well, no one's ever going to see this film, so like that's a cool idea with the jack-o'-lantern. Let's do that.
That was
neat. Yeah, I mean, I did. A lot of people are like, how did you feel about that? You should be upset. I'm like, why?
Right.
It's like if they did indeed imitate us, that's awesome.
Right.
It's like we've taken so much from like all the other I look at Terrifier as a big huge love letter to slashers anyways.
Absolutely.
There's so many Easter eggs to other slasher films in our film. So you take from the best and make it your own in some ways, and that's what we did there.
Right.
Well, and I don't really think that there's any way not to pay homage to the ones that came before you at this point in time. It's almost impossible to do something truly original that nobody has ever done before.
Exactly. It really is. That's really the hard part. I don't know how many times I've come up with a fun kill, and Damien's like, oh, because Damien is such a horror fan. He knows obscure films, and he remembers everything about them. And I'm like, what about if we did this? This was like, oh, they did that in this movie. This, I'm like, who's seen that movie? It's like, it doesn't matter. We don't want to imitate. So I'm like, what can we do? That's awesome. It's like, oh, jeez. But we still come up with some fun things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely the challenge. So it's like back in the day, they could just do whatever they wanted to because they were coming up with those new ideas. It's like, they didn't have to worry about stepping on Superman's cape.
Right.
They were Superman.
We're a Batman family, so we don't talk about that guy.
I hear you. I'm myself, so I understand. So you don't want to step on Batman's cape, man.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah, because he'll only take you this far from dying.
Yeah. You'll wish you were dead.
Right?
Yeah.
On the hacksaw scene, David, the selfie, when you do the selfie,
that was awesome.
Was that improv, or was that?
Yeah, that was. I wouldn't say it was necessarily improv, but it was something like I thought of in the moment, not in the moment they're filming, but like reading the script. I approached Damien. It's like, hey, you know how she takes a selfie with? I think it's like when we actually did the cafe scene when we're filming. It's like, Damien, why don't we circle back with this? That's how comedy works. It's like you circle back with a joke. Why don't we circle back with this later on? And like me do a selfie with her dead body. It's like, that's awesome. It's like, well, if we have time, we'll do it. I'm like, cool. Let's make sure we have time then.
Yeah. It played real well.
Yeah. I'm so happy again. It's like we had some of those kind of happy accidents in the film. Like when I flick her Samantha's character off after she stabbed me in the foot. That was a happy accident. That was after they had yelled cut, and I was joking around when she's coming back. I flicked her off. Like, yeah, you bitch. And they kept it because the whole crew just started laughing, and they're like, did we actually catch that on film? I'm like, yeah, let's keep it.
There you go.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah. And it makes me excited to think of like what we will think of while we're on set for part 2, like things that we haven't written in there. Like, oh wow, these little happy accidents that just happened. Like, oh, we'll just keep that in.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it feel knowing that you guys got fully funded and then some
Like
within like 48 hours?
Oh, that was amazing. Because like the campaign ends tonight as we record this. We just got a few, like maybe like 4 or 5 hours left in it. And before I got on here, I noticed that we're already over 400% of our goal now.
Golly, that's
We're
awesome.
up over $200,000, which is amazing because it's like we're still a low budget film. We're still independent, so we don't have a studio giving us $1 million plus budget right now. So, we're still in about the mid, almost $500,000 range right now. So every bit is helping us out a lot because we're doing a lot more with this sequel where we've really upped the ante and we're like, oh crap, this is expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like trying to figure all that out. It's like, oh gee, wow, okay, we need. That's why we decided what we thought we could get by with, we can't get by with. So we need to raise some more funds. So yeah. What's just surprising too is like I kind of figured that we would have people just pouncing at us to like not necessarily studios but investors. I thought we would have big investors just coming out of the woodwork for us, but it's been surprising. I guess when you don't have a studio back there, that kind of changes some things. But hey, we'll see what happens after part 2 releases.
Yeah. Is it going to be in the theater?
We would love to. That's definitely a goal of ours. It all depends, like whoever we get for distribution and stuff like that, what deals they can work out. Because you have to worry about the ratings boards and stuff like that. Because that's one of the problems we had with part 1. We had some people that want to distribute us in like in theaters nationwide, but the caveat was they were having to make big cuts to the film, especially like the hacksaw scene. Mm-hmm. Because they were worried about what they could get by the ratings boards and stuff like that.
That's
and
crazy.
Damien was like, absolutely not. He's like, you are not cutting this. It's like this is what's going to make the film. Because if you look at so many slasher films, the mainstream slasher films, they don't show the kills anymore.
Right.
They just show the person going in for the initial stab, and they'll cut away.
Yeah.
Or they'll show you'll see the person stabbing down, but it'll happen off screen.
Right.
So you don't see what's actually happening. That's how they get around it. Like we actually showed blade going into skin and
and just
the vagina split.
Vagina split.
Right.
All the way up to
but that's the stuff the fans really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
They love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Well, and that's the difficulty.
What?
Right. And
I didn't hear it.
I said we're definitely doing all that in part 2 as well. We don't want to pull back. We don't want to cheat people out of like what because fans don't expect that. We don't want to cheat them out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Well, and I think at this point, I don't think you guys really can because you've already opened with that. You can't bring in the second act and be like, well, we're going to go a little more mainstream this time because then you lose half of your fan base like that anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to do what they did with like Happy Death Day 2 and not make that a horror film. It's just like no, you got to keep going. You got to keep giving the audience what they want. Mm-hmm. There's certain expectations that you got to keep meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Will Damien be doing all the special effects in this one as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he will. We actually have some assistants now helping us, so that's going to help things. Because I don't know how he kept his sanity for part 1 because he was doing it all by himself. We had like a makeup girl to help with like doing the normal makeup for all the other characters, but all the practical effects Damien did himself. So any of the wounds Damien did, any of the prosthetics Damien did himself. So he was running himself ragged. So he was doing my makeup, then he would go and film. Then when he had some free time when he wasn't filming, he was done with my makeup, he'd be working on prosthetics on the side, like adding little bits and pieces of hair to the scalps and putting teeth in and painting them or whatever. So he was running himself ragged, and it's good that we have some people that can help him out on this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like
absolutely.
we've upped the ante on this, and there's some interest. There's some prosthetics. I'm very interested to see how they're going to turn out.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I know.
Oh yeah.
When's it supposed to be finished? Do you know yet or not yet?
Don't know yet. I mean, we're going to start filming in late October, so I think we're going to be filming through December. Hopefully that's our plan for right now, but you know how that can always go, especially with indie films. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, when we filmed part 1, we meant to be finished by December of 2015, and we had some setbacks, so we didn't really finish our first cut until I would say March or April 2016, and then we came back and did some reshoots and stuff like that. So you don't know.
Dang.
But our plan is to get it out by fall of 2020.
Nice.
That's what we really want to do. We want to get it out. Compete with Halloween. Give them some competition.
There you go.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Wow. Well, whenever Halloween showed that the jack-o'-lantern face, I remember sending it to Damien. I'm like, look familiar?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
Right.
Not only did they have the jack-o'-lantern, they also had the foot stomp.
The head stomp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Like in minutes of each other. I'm like, I see you, Michael. I see you.
Watching Terrifier at the Mental House there.
Yeah. Well, I do know that like the people with Halloween are fans of Terrifier too, because our Fuzz and Lens guys, they did that Halloween 60 short film last year where they were spoofing the Halloween 40 film. That was them.
Right. Oh,
so
wow.
They went out to the Halloween 40 party out there in LA, and so they got to meet a lot of the Blumhouse people, all the Halloween people, and they said so many of them were like, "Oh my God, you guys are the Terrifier guys!" Oh, I'm
That's
like, well,
cool.
now if only Blumhouse had approached us for part 2, but you know,
Yeah, no shit.
come on, Jason.
Yeah, come on, Jason.
Right?
Come on, Jason. I would love to work with you, man.
Yeah.
All right, Jason Blum, you've been called out by
That's
Art the
right.
Clown.
That's right.
So,
That would be awesome. Can you imagine?
I would love
Like,
it.
tagging him and stuff.
Even if it wasn't for Terrifier, I'd still love to work with them on something.
Yeah.
So, do you have a happy pit?
A happy what?
I did. It was amazing.
Oh.
Good. I'm so proud.
Yeah, I didn't dribble. I didn't get all over
Good.
myself. It was perfect.
Did you lift the lid?
No, I sit down, Philly boy.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Wow.
As long as you washed your hands.
Absolutely, always.
Good.
Yes.
I'm so
Thank
proud
you,
of
Mother.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Always
Give
make
your
me
dad
feel
a call.
so at home.
Give your dad a call. He misses you.
Well, he kind of has to. He passed away 7 years ago.
Nice. Yeah, my mom passed away when I was in college, and like I love making those kind of jokes, do the yo mama jokes, stuff like that. Well, that's not what your mama said last time. I was like, oh, you sick fuck, you're a necrophiliac.
Oh, man.
Right?
I make people feel like shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I have fun
Dude,
with it.
it is such an amazing experience. And I actually had to go through that experience because somebody we give a whole lot of shit to for not watching The Cell yet, Miss Diana.
She's my best friend.
Right. One of Rhiannon's best friends, one of her author friends. But she had made a post about something. And like I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then she comes back and tells me a story, and I felt like such dog shit, like afterwards. And she
she's
just
like,
kept.
you don't want to know the story. He's like, yes, Miss Diana, actually I do. She's like, no, you really don't. Yes, I do. And so then she just pulls out the whole, my husband died, from pancreatic cancer. She like comes up with, her whole story. And he's like,
The whole fucking story, man.
He writes me,
And
he's like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that was going to be her answer? I'm like, I told you, don't ask. You asked, you pushed.
I'm over on the sideline. I'm over the sidelines like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I was like,
Awkward turtle.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Love you,
This is
Diana.
right. We do love you, Diana. I am
we do.
so sorry. Still today, I'm still sorry.
Sam's dick.
I'm a dick. I know I'm a dick. Everybody knows I'm a fucking dick, okay? I'm sorry.
Sorry. I have those foot and mouth moments so often. It's like, is that where you're talking about something and all of a sudden they're standing right behind you? You're like,
Fuck.
son of a bitch, of course you're going to be standing right behind me. I thought you were in a different state.
Yeah.
Right? No shit.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the other guy.
Yeah.
That's right.
The other guy with the exact same name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the exact same girlfriend. And
Or
Exact same.
those commercials want to get away.
Right? Calgon, take me away. Dude, I haven't seen a Calgon commercial in forever.
No.
I haven't either, but I don't have cable, so. probably why.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I just see the.
I don't see a need for it.
Me
I don't
either.
see a
have
need
Netflix.
for it.
No, I just stream everything. It's just
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch sports.
Netflix
So.
and Hulu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you watching
Netflix.
on Hulu right now? Did you watch The Boys? Or that's on Amazon, isn't it?
No, I don't watch that. No, I just been. Oh, The Boys. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said The Voice. I'm like, I don't watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
No, I'm about to start watching The Boys. I think tomorrow night. I can't watch too many different shows at once. I go crazy because I'm like,
Right.
what's going on again? But I
There's
just
so
I
much
just,
good stuff on.
Oh yeah, I just finished watching the latest episode of *Handmaid's Tale*.
I heard that's good.
My wife loves that
it's
show.
good. It's getting good. And I just started watching the new season, the final season of *Orange is the New Black*, which I love that show so much. And
I got to get caught up on
there's
that
a
one.
lot of good stuff up on there on like Netflix, especially. There's a lot of good series out there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Dude, I can't
like
wait to
Sabrina.
see the
The Chilling
Sabrina?
Tales of Sabrina. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's a fun.
Fucking love
You
that
know
show.
what? One I was really surprised with how good it was. She-Ra.
Oh,
I didn't watch it.
It's actually good.
Is it? Because I didn't like how
Yeah.
they redid it, like how they made
Yeah.
it look like kind of more anime.
Yeah, I had to like get used to the animation style, but after I got used to that, I was like, this is actually good.
okay.
Huh. I'll have to check
Yeah.
it out then.
It's kind of, it's good.
Yeah. I really like the Umbrella Academy. I was actually pretty
Yes.
ecstatic that they're coming out with the second season.
Yes, that's good. I've also been watching My Hero Academia, which is it's an anime. It's on.
Okay.
Hulu. It's like a superhero academy.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really good though. It's like I only started getting into anime like a few years ago, and I'm like, it's good stuff.
My son's real big into anime, so I have to ask him about it. I'm sure he's seen it.
It's good. It's good. I've like watched that. I watched like Death Note, Attack on Titan, and stuff
I
like
like
that.
Death Note.
Death Note is so good. The live action movie, not so much, but the series itself is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So creative. I love that idea of like this guy that can like just kill people by like writing their name in a book, and he's that guy that power, so he's just taking out all these like serial killers, all these bad evil people, but that makes him the bad guy.
Right.
And it's like, oh, so what separates you from, the bad guy now? It's like, it's an interesting concept. A great cat and mouse game too, with the guy that's trying to hunt him down. It's so good. So good. I just like a good story like that. It's like, I hear The Boys. It's really good.
That's really. I'm one episode in, and it was awesome. It took my breath away.
Oh, can't wait.
I
My roommate
enjoyed
was
it.
talking about it, and he's like, you have to watch this. It's like,
Very good.
Because my roommate's very critical of shows and movies and stuff like that. So if he says something's good, I know it's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I got to hurry up and watch it because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna
one
get
of those
ruined.
deals. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
trying.
excited though. I'm excited. I hated that they took off all the Marvel shows on Netflix too. I was like,
Yeah.
I got a lot of them up there, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Right?
yeah.
No shit.
He's got everything. Anything
got-
we ask, he's got it.
I got a
Nice.
lot.
Dude,
I gotta-
and so I'm so jealous of Lance's collection. Today I started my own. So
Hell
I
yeah.
have my first 2 figurines.
Yes,
Nice,
that is so cool.
nice. So I'm looking forward to the day when I have a lot more space and stuff. My little 8x10 New York apartment room that I have. And stuff.
Right?
It's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm looking forward because I will buy so many Lego sets. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be like Lego is like I have like 4 huge tubs of Legos from my childhood here in my apartment, just sitting there because I can't put them anywhere. It's all my castle sets and pirate sets. Even back because I actually have a degree in teaching, so when I was trained to be a teacher, I bought all the Harry Potter sets because I thought that would be a cool thing to have in my classroom.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it has Star Wars. I love Legos. Legos to me is just like I think that's like one of the best toys ever created.
Absolutely.
And they've only gotten better. It's just like the amount of detail they put in that kind of stuff.
And expensive. They're so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Okay, as a parent, I gotta tell you, until you step on one in the middle of the fucking night, dude, no.
I know. I've done that. On my own. I know what that feels like.
That's on my own.
I was like,
Yeah.
Make sure you clean them up.
At least when I do it as a parent, I have somebody else to blame.
Yeah, I don't have to blame myself. It's always those studs, so like the one-piece studs that are easy to lose. That you're like, it's somewhere in the carpet, and all of a sudden, oh, there it is. There it is.
Found it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I still have all my pound puppies from when I was little. I have a box of pound puppies.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I even remember the cartoon of that.
Oh, yeah. And I have figurines of them, too.
Yeah, I used to love that cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would do a live-action Thundercats.
I thought they were doing one.
I thought they were going to, but I think it fell through.
Did it really?
They're doing a He-Man, though.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I really think that they should have Terry Crews.
Oh, it's Panthro. Oh, my God. He'd be such a great Panthro.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, I love Terry Crews. I just adore that man. I would love to meet him. Right? He just seems like he is just a big box of giggles. It's just like I love these guys that are so freaking huge that you think they'll just be scary, mean people in real life, but they're just like big teddy bears that are just like so much fun. And that's how
he plays a clarinet.
I know. I love the guy.
He plays a clarinet.
He's this big, huge behemoth of a man, but he's like this big kid, and I love it.
That's right.
Dude, one of my actors, my trophy kill actually, Jacob Charlot, is this monster of a man.
Yeah.
You know, and he's, you know, Terry Crews type, you know, size.
Yeah.
And he's just this monster of a man, but he is the sweetest guy in the world. You know, and I can't wait to get him on set because it's going to be really hard for me, you know, as more of a method actor in that type of setting to, like, do these horrific things to him.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, it's going to be a really difficult scene for me to get into and stay into for that scene.
Pack a lunch that day.
Oh, that's what I've noticed, like, so many of these horror guys. Since I've been going to these conventions, I've gotten to, you know, get to meet these guys on a personal level, and it's like these guys that play these horrible killers, and they're huge guys, you know, like Kane Hodder and C.J. Grant and all those. Man. They're like the coolest guys in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially Kane. I just adore Kane. He is just so much fun. It's just like I love. He's like I don't think he realizes how strong he is at times too. I was at a convention and he just snuck up behind me when I was just talking to someone, puts me in a headlock, and
shit!
And I'm like, how do you know it's me? I'm like,
because you're choking the shit out of me.
Nice. Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
So they're awesome. That's what I think is so funny. It's just like
the convention that David and I were at last year, we had Robert Mukes, who's 6'8".
He's huge.
Then we had all the Leatherface guys that were there, and they're all big, tall guys, you know. And but just like you said, all just really great, nice guys.
Yeah,
every one of them.
Nicest. All of them are just really nice guys. It's just like that's what's so cool is just being able to shoot the shit with these guys and to know them on a personal level. It's like, wow, they're just right. But especially, you know, since I grew up watching them, I'm like, wow, now I'm just friends with them.
Right.
Like, my inner kid, I wish I could go back to myself when I was like 13 and bullied in high school. And like, dude, you're going to be friends with those guys one day. It's just like,
right.
Like
that's sad.
Yeah, it's just it's like to tell myself, like, yeah, these little assholes are treating me like shit. You're like, that ain't nothing. You get to hang out with like Jason Voorhees and Mike Myers and stuff like that one day.
Hell yeah.
It's like, those guys are going to be sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I went to my 20th reunion last year. That was the most satisfying thing.
Oh,
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Awesome.
Like the one thing I know, like my friends, because I was always an outsider. I was like the theater geek back in the day, and so I know it's like all of us that were the theater geeks, the band, choir, just the geeks in general. All of us got outside of Huntsville, Alabama, and did like cool shit with our life. We went to big cities like Chicago and L.A., New York, Seattle, and we've all done cool things. It's those that were like the jocks, the star football player, the cheerleader, the homecoming queen. They all stayed there, and that's all they know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They just they're living, a typical 9-to-5 job, just being a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like,
and you're fucking famous.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. It's like, this is, I wasn't going in there with a cocky, arrogant attitude.
No.
But it was an interesting thing just to sit back and be like, they're all trying to recapture their glory days, because that was the high point of their life with high school. Yeah. And they're still trying to hold on to that. It's just like, wow, they didn't live.
Nope.
Dude, it reminds me of Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I threw 4 touchdowns in high school.
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all he had to hold on to.
Oh, one of the most beautiful things that happened, like one of my good friends, I actually just talked to him on the phone tonight, Jeffrey Scarborough, if he's out there listening. Love you, Jeffrey. We've known each other since we were little, and Jeffrey was just people really treated Jeffrey really badly in school growing up, because he's not like the rest of us. And I always kind of watched out for him. He kind of watched out for me too. We kept each other sane, I think, and going through middle school especially. And so he when we had this the reunion, he's like, hey, can you bring an autograph or something like that for me? And I'm like, sure. And because he wanted to take it back to his group home, so he could have it at his group home and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I brought some autographs with me just in case anybody else wanted any. And I'm sitting there at the table, and this one girl that was like one of the hot shit cheerleaders back in the day, she let herself go. But I knew who she was, because when I read the name tag, I'm like, oh, that's you. So she comes over, and I'm signing the autographs at the table, and she's like, she had that condescending voice. Oh, what are you doing over here? And I'm like, signing autographs. Oh, what for? I'm like, for this movie, I did this on Netflix. She's like, oh, what movie? I'm like, Terrifier. She's like, oh yeah, wait. And she notices the picture of art. She's like, I've seen that. I'm like, yeah, that's me. What? I'm like, yeah, that's actually me. She's like, you're it? I'm like, yes. I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
It's like, what's your name? I'm like, David Thornton. I was in your class. It's like, oh wow. Oh, well, I'm such and such and so and so. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. I think because like she was the hot shit cheerleader back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody knew but of course I knew who she was.
Right.
It was just kind of like that, like, I'm sorry. Because we had a class of over 400 people, so it's like, I could get away with saying that without sounding like an asshole. So
right.
And she's like, oh.
Right.
Well, nice meeting you. What do you do? Oh, I'm a mom. I'm like,
I can tell.
I can tell by may I speak to your manager hairstyle?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Spray on tan and way too much makeup.
That is so good.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
How satisfying.
It was like Jeffrey even kind of looks over and he's like, that was awesome. And I'm like, yes, it was.
Dude, that's like going up to the person who's being an asshole in the store to the employees and asking them if they know where something is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, do you work here? Do you know where I can find mustard?
I need to do that to something. That would be fun to do.
It is. It is awesome. Yeah.
I'm looking for the extra large ones.
The magnums.
Oh wait, you probably wouldn't know where those are.
Right?
God, that'd be awesome.
Good stuff.
So when you go to conventions and Damien does your makeup, how long does it usually take for him to do it?
Oh gosh, that takes we've gotten it down to about 2.5 hours now. It used to take about 3.5 to 4 hours, so we're getting it down to a science now. So
Nice.
it's a process though. It's just, and it takes another hour basically for me to scrub all that glue off afterwards. It's quite the ordeal. So it's a good chunk of time I'm away from the table. So we have to make sure they give me a good slot where I can get my pictures done and not miss a big chunk of the convention.
Right.
But it's worth it because the fans love it.
Yeah.
I do it totally in character too. I don't talk or anything like that because I figure if people are coming in paying money for a picture of me as art, I want to give them the art experience.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw that one guy you put the plastic on his face.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that people started bringing in the plastic because we didn't supply it ourselves because I didn't want to have a Kane Hodder moment where I hurt someone by accident.
Right.
His machete story that you've ever heard. So it's like yeah. So
I'm pretty sure that's a liability.
Yeah. So that's like what I do with that is like I don't actually pull it back on people. I let people just push their face right in.
Right.
They're in total control of it the whole entire time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just like, you do you.
Right?
I'll just stand here and you do your thing in this.
As bad as I wanted David to be in costume at our convention, I'm kind of glad he wasn't because I probably wouldn't have been able to handle that. Probably would have been a true faint moment for me, It was rough enough talking to him. Yeah, it was rough enough talking to him. It would have been too much.
I've had people that it's funny when people just start freaking out when they get in the room with me. They're like, I've had some girls just start crying. They're like, I can't.
Wow.
Aww.
Go away.
Aww.
Wow.
So cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the boyfriend said, "Oh no, babe, come over." I'm waiting for the time where the girl's doing that and the guy's like, I can't do it.
Right?
It's like, come on, pussy.
Right?
It's a great character, man.
Yeah, come on.
That would be awesome.
That would be an exclusive right there.
Hell yeah, it would.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Some good time with that.
It's so interesting how people do get freaked out though. It's just like I've never really understood. Personally, I've never understood that being scared of clowns. But I'm like, everybody has things they're afraid of. So
sometimes I think it's over dramatized though too. Like I'm so scared of clowns.
Yeah,
right.
I just think a lot of it's fake. I mean, they're gross. Like I don't want them in my room or anything, but I'm not like, oh my God, I'm so scared. When I was little, I was scared of like the dolls, like the clown dolls. Those scared me because they were creepy. But I'd never.
It's like little kid ghosts. That's the stuff that creeps me out. It's just like, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like hear that, like the 1, 2, credits coming for you. I'm like, oh.
I taught my niece that song when she was 4, and she had she couldn't pronounce her R's, so she she sounded really cute and really little, and she had this little and she couldn't say her little R's, and so when she was singing it just sounded so creepy.
Oh,
go anywhere, she'd sing it out when we were out places, and people were looking at her like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did that."
Right? You should be afraid, very afraid.
Yeah, I'm the crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
She was so cute, though. I mean, she's still cute. I love her, but she's still little.
Just less creepy.
Yeah. She can say her R's now. So
there you go.
How old is she now?
11 now.
Okay, yeah. I hope she can say your R's now.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I remember this one guy I went to church in high school with. He still talked like he was one of those guys that bullied me too, and I'm like, dude, you sound like a baby when you talk. Wow. Will we? Yes, will we?
Yeah,
Let's go hunt rabbits.
That's awesome.
That's so sad that you're bullied.
Oh, the funny thing was his mom was a speech therapist too. I'm
Wow.
like,
Apparently,
what the hell? She's not good, is she?
Shit.
If that's not the epitome of irony, I don't know what the fuck is.
Right.
My God, how are you still talking like you sound like a toddler? It's like when you're trying to taunt, he would try to taunt me, and he's like, it's like Kripke from like Big Bang Theory. It's like, will we?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt you so badly.
I'm so scared.
Badly.
You should have turned it around on him.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what I finally started doing. He's like, hey, stop it. That's not funny. I'm like,
It is funny. You're trying to bully me, and it's not
Baby
funny.
Herman over here. He's a diaper change.
Yeah, about the only one. Oh shit! About the only person I wouldn't do that to is Tyson.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'll let him talk like that. That's okay.
Right?
Yeah, Mike, that's cool. That's cool.
That's some funny shit, Mike.
Sing
Oh,
Gary,
fuck.
Indiana for me, Mike. That's a musical theater joke there for all of you. So if you've ever seen Music Man, you'll get that reference. So it's like, because like the character, for those that don't know Music Man, the character that sings Gary, Indiana is a kid that has a lisp. There's all kinds of lisping moments in that song, so it's all lovely syncopation. It's like spits flying everywhere in that song.
Oh.
Right?
Suffering succotash.
You need a rag to wipe your
Stuff.
face.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're not doing any close-up two shots at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Like, oh God, camera's great. Fun fact: that was Ron Howard that played him. In
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Huh.
right on.
Nice.
No.
Trivia
All
night.
right.
Trivia night. Trivia night.
Yeah.
It's like
All
when he was a
right.
little kid, I think it was like around the time he was playing Opie.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so little.
Yeah, little Ron Howard.
Okay, little Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Little Ron Howard. He was adorable.
Yeah.
He was.
Been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Happy Days too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I
Richie
love
Cunningham.
Happy Days.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love
I,
it.
Fucking-
I love Ron Howard.
Dude,
I like
I
Fonzie.
can't. I'm still blown away by what he's accomplished since he's grown, up in the industry and, and has done what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm truly inspiring.
Yeah, he wasn't like most child actors where they went off on the deep end or something like that. He really just stayed true to himself and was, just made an amazing career for himself out of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He's got some great work out there, just not only on screen but off screen.
Yeah.
I loved The Grinch.
Gosh. Oh yeah.
I loved it.
I think his first movie, Night Shift, was one of my favorites. I just absolutely love that movie.
Yeah.
Got the Fonz in it. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I love Fonzie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
I liked him in Scream.
Right.
Oh
Yep.
God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was
I love
good.
Henry Winkler in anything I see.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
Waterboy.
he seems like he's a cool guy in real life too.
That's my childhood right there.
Yeah.
Mm,
Love that guy.
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
So.
Fix everything by slamming.
Yeah.
the fist.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know how many times I fix things that way too. I was like, boom, hey.
Right?
Or snap your finger and 20 girls come up to you. I
Oh, no, I wish I had that.
mean, right?
It's more like I snap my fingers, I go running away. I'm like, well, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right? What the fuck? You guys are too young to get the joke, but really you should be running towards me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bitches.
Now
Right?
that's him if he had been in West Side Story, because like, all when you like, dude, you gotta stop.
Stop snapping. Stop snapping.
Oh my god, dude, that would be a great fucking parody movie right there.
Absolutely.
Every time we snap from that song.
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's 1,000 fucking hot chicks on stage.
Stop it! We can't move. We're swarmed by women.
We can't fight like this.
Oh shit!
Right?
That's so good.
Man.
All right, so I guess we're getting to about the point of the show. Are there any other questions that we need to ask David before we sign off?
I just wanted to tell us about all he can about Terrifier 2, but he can't.
I know. We want to know.
I mean, I will say it's this, we're definitely upping the ante in part 2. We're adding a more narrative element to the story this time around, because I know that was some complaints the first one has, like, there's no story. I'm like, it's a slasher.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. But we're adding, more of a narrative element to it. We're bringing in a good protagonist, I would say, into this too. Because I look, every villain needs a good hero to go up against and stuff like that. So we're setting that character up here in this film. So
nice.
I think you all will like this character and the other people that are around this character.
Now, will Damien make announcements as we go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So like what you're talking about, the protagonist, we'll find out who that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we intend to also do we're about to have auditions sometime soon. We just got to work stuff out with SAG real quick, and then we're gonna make the audition announcements and stuff like that.
Cool.
Because we got to do those soon so we can start preparing for filming.
Trust me, we are following.
Yeah.
I want to be killed by art so bad.
Right?
It's so funny how the people are like, I want to be killed by you.
I just want to die.
That's crazy.
That
is so
I don't know if I want to be killed by art, but I want to fight art. I think that would be fucking awesome to have a method actor and a fucking slapstick actor fucking going at it on the screen.
Oh, that would be fun. That would. Oh boy.
I just want to be covered in blood and killed by him. I think it'd be awesome.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I can imagine just working with Daniel Day-Lewis on this. He's just trying to stay in character the whole entire time and just coming over, just honking the horn at him. He's like,
That's awesome.
I'm trying to be. I am
Right?
Do not
That's awesome.
All right, so what we do at the end of the show is we give special thanks. So any projects you're working on, special shout-outs, special thanks, anything like that. Is there anybody you want to give special thanks to before we sign off?
Yeah, the fans. I just want to thank all the fans out there. I'm like, you guys have made us the success that we are right now. I wouldn't be able to do all this cool stuff I'm doing in my life now if it wasn't for you guys supporting our film and spreading the word about our film in the first place. And now with our Indiegogo campaign, we've made over 400%
That's awesome.
of our initial campaign goal, and it's all because you guys going out there and just being so generous with helping us make this next movie. So I mean, this movie is going to be for you guys. We're so excited to make this. It's our love letter to you guys. So
more goosebumps.
Yeah, so we're excited. We're excited. So thank you, every single one of you guys have been supporting us throughout this journey. It's been so surreal. It's like we literally would not be were we are if it were not for the fans.
Awesome, David. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Right on, brother. Hey, man, it's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here and chatting it up with us about Terrifier and Art the Clown.
Oh, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me, too. I had fun.
It was fun. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Lance.
All right, Lance, you're up, brother, man.
Let's see. I want to congrats to the guys at CCH, Danny, Scotty, and Rob for the premiere of She Walks the Woods will be in Denver.
Oh.
Alamo Draft House, September 24th, 6 p.m. Rhiannon's time. Happy birthday to David Martin, one of our biggest supporters. Lance Dale, Thad Timothy, Damon Williams, big fans of Terrifier, by the way, David. Joe Ridgely, who I think you may know Joe, and C.W. Penny, and someone else is at our convention that we went together, Tyler Shacone. Yeah. He's our executive producer now with Sam on the movie.
Oh, fantastic.
I watched. I don't know how to say this without. I need to put my Ned Flanders on. Don't fuckily in the woods.
Fuckily.
Fuckily in the woods.
And we watched that the other day, and it was pretty good. It's an indie movie. It's pretty good. Sean Burkett, a friend on Facebook, he was the writer director. So check that out if you get a chance.
Fuckily in the woods.
I didn't. Yeah, you know what the real word is, David.
No, I don't. Tell me, what is it?
Fuck. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, God, we got a fuck out of him.
Okay, I did it.
$1 in the swear jar.
I said it. Okay. Oakley. And then Matthew Price Thompson does all of our graphics, MPT graphics, and Chris Atella with our intro, outro music. And Oakley Dokley, I'm done.
Stick a fork in him.
That's right.
Nice. All right, Rhiannon, you're up, sweetheart.
All right. I want to thank you for coming on, David. I've been so excited for this. Oh, man, I'm just so happy that you're on here.
Yes.
I want to thank my co-stars because they're, well,
hosts.
What are we? Co-hosts.
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 Yeah.
But you're co-stars too with the movies.
Yeah.
Co-stars, so same thing. Matthew Price Thompson again for our artwork, Chris Atella for the music. I want to thank Aaron Lee with Crazy Ink Publishing for my books that are going to be coming out. All 3 of them are coming out actually in October. So I just saw it. I saw it today. Yes. Yeah. So it's a series. So all 3 will be out. I'll keep people updated on that. Diana Register, who has not watched
much to sell,
but her getting me in with Crazy
Book report.
Yeah, she's not
gonna do it.
I stacked it at my desk on Monday.
Exactly.
I'll be like, Art the Clown said you need to fucking watch it.
Badass.
Well, I wanted her to watch Terrifier. She won't watch horror movies, and I'm like, you got to watch Terrifier. She's like, fuck you.
Her best friend's got a horror podcast. Are you serious?
Yeah, no, she won't watch anything.
What the heck?
Yeah. I should just put it in secretly one day.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Let's watch a movie.
Like strap her down like in Clockwork Orange. Just make her.
Yes.
That would work. Yeah, just tie her ass down.
Put the eye things on her, make her keep her eyes open. Yes. Yes.
That'd be awesome. No. But yeah, and that's it.
All righty, guys. And I would like to give a special shout out to David Howard Thornton and his entire crew over there at Terrifier. And then I also want to reiterate the contest for Normal Terror, the movie. The first contest, we had 8 names for 8 murder victims.
Sam.
Yeah.
Microphone.
It's cracking bad. Hitting?
It's cracking bad.
It's cracking bad. Try to move
it. Damn it.
Okay. He's just a robot.
As you're talking.
I am a robot.
As you're talking.
I would like a side order of fries and a McFlurry if the machine's working. Is it working?
That's true, too. They always break. Our machine's not working right now. Like, what the fuck?
They always say that.
I know. Oh, no, he froze.
He's fixing it probably.
He was frozen today.
And it's better now.
There you go. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
All righty, it's better now. So, all right, but I want to thank everybody that shared in the contest and got it out there. The winners of the first contest, these will be the murder victims' names in Normal Terror. William Glenn Russell, David Martin, Jack Saint. The females' names, and I'm sorry again, you guys. I know I'm going to butcher these. I'm so sorry. Okay. Dina Marie Wint, Michelle Rengel, Lisa Sickles, Veronica Viviana Hernandez, and Miss Deanna Kalbfleisch.
Good job, everybody.
So we also have a second contest running right now for your face on a movie missing poster in the beginning of the film. So if you share that post and get it out there, your face will be on a missing poster in the show. And the reason I bring that up is because my production company, Sacrificial Productions, does sponsor this show and gets us everything that we need going. And so, yeah, so thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being my amazing co-host and doing this with me every week. And thank you two for the amazing stuff you're going to be doing on Normal Terror, the movie.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're excited.
So, love you guys.
Love you, buddy.
Love you guys too.
Thank you again, David.
David.
Really.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, and we'll talk to everybody soon.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.